Hey everybody, I am Josh Olive from Haven Comics. Welcome to the Haven Comics Quiz Show. If you like difficult questions and a lot of wrong answers and some right answers, you're in the right place. If you like all correct answers, this is the wrong show for you. But stick around for just a sec. We'll be right back with Haven Comics Quiz Show. That intro video never gets old for me. I totally dig it and I love it. And I thank you, Nick Ellis, for making that for us. As I said a second ago, I'm Josh Olive with Haven Comics, the best comic book store at 1871 Slaughter Road, Suite F. We're amazing. Nobody can beat us in that location. And here with me tonight is my co-host, Mr. Jeremy Bernal, the official realtor of Haven Comics. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing all right. I don't know why you start us off with a lie, though. Why you tell these people we're the best comic book store in the world?
We are?
It's puffery. You can't prove it wrong. What are we basing it on?
The quality of our comic book store is not necessarily better than the quality of other comic book store. I mean, I don't know how that. I have to talk to a lawyer on that.
It's like the best cup of coffee in town. We have the best coffee in town. Nobody can disprove it. Who are you asking? Right? To me, you are the best comic book store in the world. So somebody, right? And then, I mean, that doesn't count for nothing.
Hey, and it looks like we have Mr. Aaron Michaels with us from Florida, and he agrees. That's wonderful. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So let's check out the chat and see who all we got with us so far tonight. We have got Spider Girl 42. Hello, Spider Girl. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And Grace. We have Grace. How you doing, Grace? Good to see you.
Wait. They're both here at the same time.
Right.
Something feels wrong with that.
What? I think it's clear that they are different people.
One's on YouTube, one's on Facebook. The mystery continues in my eyes.
Well, you can't prove anything. Travis, how you doing, Travis? Good to see you, sir. We got an official Yo-Joe from Breedlove Asylum. Thank you, Alan. Good to see you, sir. Zachary Jordan jumping on here. How you doing? Glad to have you. Yeah. Hey, everyone else. So he just wants to make sure he says hi to everybody. Christine May. We're going to have to come up with a way to describe Christine. She's like an unofficial sponsor for the show. She makes prizes for us. We give them away. They're awesome. It's incredible. She does all kind of cool stuff. And we are now carrying a couple of her products up at Haven.
Oh, awesome.
Which are really cool. So we'll talk about those here in a little bit. Let's see. I'm getting some the Breedlove Awards. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And I'm glad that we did so well on the Breedlove Awards. That's amazing. I feel so much better now. Right? See, that's a good question. The mystery does continue.
Take off the mask, Spider Girl 42.
Ryan Williams, how you doing, man? Comics and Death Metal himself. He is here with us. Peter Lewis is here with us tonight. Jeremy Long is in the house. How you doing, Jeremy? I tell you, Jeremy got back a comic from CGC over the weekend that was gorgeous. It is a Superman number 4 from 1940. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. Tom Price in the house.
Look at him.
Comic book artist.
He said hey to me and me alone and nobody else.
I was going to let that go, but now that you've pointed that out, thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. Grace, oh yeah, see, there you go. There's a big epic battle brewing between Spider-Girl 42 and Grace.
Let's see who answers more quickly. That's what I'm waiting on. Who wins the prize?
Oh, let's see here. Oh, called it. It's not a movie that he's ever seen, so I guess the mystery will continue. There you go. Yeah, Christine's got some stuff to sell at the shop. As a matter of fact, we've already sold a couple of them yesterday, so that started off well. Owen Anderson in the house. That's, yeah, Owen is the man behind all of these questions, so God bless him and his encyclopedic brain. He's incredible.
Thank you again, Owen.
Yeah, the Superman #4 was from the spring of 1940.
We
Gorgeous
are closer. We are closer to 2040 than we are to 1940. Isn't that terrifying?
Yeah, but we have been for a little while.
Man, but that's a crazy old book.
It is. It's a gorgeous book. It was beautiful. Hey, what'd you send off, Ryan? And I hope that it comes back a beautiful book and you don't get Dustin Ellis. And you don't have to throw a 9.2 hissy fit. Oh, see? Now you're
That's
throwing
just
down.
mean. That's just mean.
Hey, that's just how it goes. Oh, wow. That's we're getting deep here. Wow. Wow, Aaron, that's you're throwing it down deep. So, Jeremy, tell everybody what we're going to be doing tonight.
Today we are going to ask some questions. We're going to win some prizes. The way it works is our guest has the opportunity to answer the question. When he doesn't answer the question, because there's no way he's going to answer the question, it's inevitable, he's definitely going to fail. You, our beautiful audience, you get to swoop in and answer right. If you answer right and you are the first person in the audience to win to get it right, then you win the prize. All right. So we've got some great prizes. We can cut to the prize cam. Just give a little sweeping look at what we got up for tonight. Josh, you okay with that?
I love it.
All right. So let's go ahead and show off what we got.
We're both controlling it.
You can win Josh Olive, or maybe just his hair. All right. So tonight
I would be willing to donate that. I'm saving this for you, Alan. You can have all that hair.
Today we got Munchkin. We got a beautiful book by local artist Tom Price. He is here in the house to just give love to me and me alone. We also have another book that was donated by Mike Wesolowski. We've got that here. So we've got 2 pieces of original art to give away. We have a variant of Spawn number 303. We got a variant cover of Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man 2099, Miguel in the house. And then we have the variant cover of my comic book, as well as some Haven Comic stickers and a sanitizer pouch that was made by Christine. We got to find a better word than that. I mean, she's more.
It's a vodka holster.
So that's what we've got today.
That's the best.
And then we got Smash Up and we got Star Wars Duels. We've got some cool stuff.
Everybody wants to win my hair.
So Tom is the artist I'm always talking about. So I'm glad to see him here finally in the audience as I lovingly praise his stuff constantly. Today we have, this is Obi-Wan. So some great stuff by him.
So we've talked about what we do. We've talked about what we're giving away. What do we need to do still? Oh, yeah, we should introduce this week's Mr. Mystery Guest. Everybody, welcome aboard. He is one of the nicest guys in town when it comes to any kind of nerd stuff. He's okay with being a nerd and letting you be a nerd of a different flavor without like making that into a thing, which is awesome. Some people get very persnickety about their nerddom. So welcome to the one and only Lane Fox. How you doing, Lane?
I'm doing good. So
I've always
looking
appreciated that about you, and I don't think I ever told you, but people would come into the shop and they'd be, I want to play Magic, and you know Magic like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
And they don't know anything, and instead of being like, I'm going to beat the pants off of you, you're like, let me show you how to play. No, that's a terrible move. If you do this, you'll beat me.
Yeah.
Not everybody does that.
I cost myself a lot of wins, But I know that one time, even at the store, years back, they had like this special pack that was it was filled with just all the mythics. They called it a god pack, and it had all the gods from Theros in it. And that was the prize pack that night. And I know I won that night, and I distributed out, like, I let everyone go through and pick what god they wanted out of the pack,
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I was like, and I remember I was battling a really good player named Corey, so because I told everyone beforehand, I was like, if I win it, everyone gets to pick one. And Corey's like, not me. So, score one for the good guys, I guess, there. So, But yeah, but I'm in the hot seat, so hopefully I'll do myself proud. My
Lane-
geek cred doesn't get like thrown out.
Let's jump past Magic the Gathering. What else are you into?
I'm a big video game guy. I grew up in the 80s and 90s.
Right
So,
on.
Anything Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but I played through like all the systems. Even now, I was actually talking to Josh earlier. I just finished up Phoenix Rising tonight, so I'm a big gamer guy. Mostly consoles. I don't really do a lot of PC gaming, and I have a blind spot, and I don't really do a lot of the first-person shooters and stuff.
Oh, that's a shame because all the questions tonight are about Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh no! Well, that's not gonna. I do know that in the original Wolfenstein, whenever they transferred it over to the consoles, they took out the swastikas and stuff because I guess that was offensive.
Yeah, you can't go around shooting Nazis. That's terrible.
Who
Oh
would
wait,
have guessed,
you
though?
could.
You
I
don't
know.
want to see swastikas or your kids
That's right.
don't.
Yeah, I know. Other than
Lane.
that,
Quick answers. What's your favorite fruit?
my favorite fruit, it's pomegranate.
That's a great answer. Disney song.
What? Really?
Disney
I don't know
song,
who could eat a pomegranate raw, but that's his thing. Disney song.
Disney song is going to be Moana.
You have to sing it.
Think of the. Oh, dude.
What was it? What was
It
Moana?
was. I think it's. Oh, I can't remember the song off Moana where she's talking about how far I'll go. I'll butcher it. I'm like not a good singer. Let's see.
Okay, so we got fruit. We got.
Wait, hang on. He's about to sing it.
Oh, okay.
Then there's this one scene with if anyone's seen Moana, there's a scene where Tafiti is major spoiler alert, cut away if you haven't seen it, but the big bad monster at the end actually turns out to be the goddess that they've been trying to protect. And when she is singing to her and just having her remember herself, I cried a little whenever I saw that.
It was
scene.
a great movie.
It was,
Oh yeah, no, that's a good movie.
I love the Hey. He's the chicken. He's my favorite.
That stupid
The
chicken.
just sort of simple chicken, I guess, for lack of a better term. So but yeah. So I think that'd be my favorite Disney song.
All right, Lane, we're really getting to know you here. So we got your favorite fruit, we got your favorite Disney song. The last question I have is mother's maiden name and social security number. Go.
Okay. Bershowitz.
Oh, come on.
And 96734.
We're going to cut you off here. Lane, you're going to do great, I can tell already. So why don't we go ahead and jump into... This is the Haven Comics Quiz Show. Lane, backstage, I'm sure you heard, but we know you're going to get them all. If you don't, the audience has a chance to pick up your slack. So you let us know. You get the first crack at the answer, and then we'll go from there with the audience, right?
And I will say, as just an offer of some counsel, it's better to give a guess if you don't know.
Yeah.
You got a shot rather than saying I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know is never going to be the right answer.
Well, it's bad too. I already saw someone chimed in with the name of my favorite song. I didn't even know the name of my own favorite song. So it's how far I'll go. So
perfect. And then if you win, you got to come over to Haven Comics. We've got the address
pick
on
up
the
my
screen.
box.
Yep. You can maybe escape the box if Josh isn't there, but you got to come over to Haven Comics, pick up your prize within the next 2 weeks. Audience, that goes for you too. So
yeah,
that's the rule. 2 weeks, come get your stuff. We're giving you free stuff. Just come grab it. Okay. So for the first question, we're going to play for some dope Haven Comics stickers, and I think we're also going to play for. We're going to throw in this. Lovingly crafted Christine original. This is a vodka pouch that you can use. Vodka holster. You can use to, pretend you're not hiding vodka. So
you can call it hand sanitizer.
Hey, vodka would sanitize your hands, right?
I'm sure it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they use vodka to clean. Do you ever go to Shogun or any of those like Japanese? Yeah, I think it's that's
that's right. That's what they used to clean the grills.
Yeah, it's always like Popov or something.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten drunk on Popov before at some point. It's like it's okay if you don't care how you feel the next day. So. So yeah, but yeah, I don't recommend drinking the hand sanitizer.
That's a pretty good.
Yeah, that's the burns.
That's pretty good life advice.
No, yeah, exactly. Because I care, you know. So.
Okay, so for the stickers and hand sanitizer to make you feel terrible the next day, question number 1. You're a big gamer. When Nintendo was originally founded in 1889, what product did they make?
Cards, trading cards.
Amazing, right out the gate. So you won the stickers. So that is what.
How did you know that?
Well, I mean, a little bit. It hits on trading cards and it hits on video games, which is 2 of the things that I kind of knew a little bit about. But yeah, they used to do trading cards back in the day. I guess they're doing them now too with Pokemon and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I guess they returned to their roots. They didn't make their first video game until 1977.
Yeah.
So they just had 90 years suffering in the playing cards. They're like, ooh, kings and jacks.
Pretty
ooh,
much.
Let's get crazy and make a rook.
Thought they'd dip their toes into it. I think they started off with gaming watches and things like that for a little bit. So.
Lane, extra credit. Do you know what their first game was?
Oh. I'm going to say, I know it was a simple game. It was a juggling game, I believe. It was like a hand juggling.
I don't know, so I can't say anything about this one. I figured you would.
Does anyone know?
Yeah, audience, if you let us know, first person to let us know is going to win a print by a friend of the store, Justin Lynch. This is a Joker print.
I think they were probably just playing cards, not trading cards like Pokemon.
Oh, playing cards. Okay.
I'm guessing, but.
Oh, okay.
I have a question here. Jeremy, does the pizza come with any house purchase? Like if you're buying a house, does it count asking for a friend? Someone is asking about my sick little signage right here. Yeah, if you buy a house with me, buy or sell, I'll buy you a pizza. That feels like a fair deal. So Kim's not asking for a friend. I'm helping her buy and sell a house, so I feel like I'm not owe them 2 pizzas. But whatever, I advertised it.
Someone said the Game & Watch juggling game, and I think it might have been but I'll have to look it up later.
That feels right.
Yeah. Now your curiosity is going to be. Pong was Atari. That wasn't.
Yeah, there were so many different kinds of Pong too for a little while. So I mean, they back in the day, you'd had some of these systems that you literally had like a cellophane, like a clear plastic thing that you would put on your television screen and just move the dots to create different games. I think that was Magnavision or something like that. That's like even predates me. I did have a Atari 2600, back in the day. So
favorite Atari game?
My favorite Atari game, I think Adventure, which was a game where you go through and slayed dragons, and you were a block, and then your sword was an arrow. You were trying to unlock some castles, everything, and had little mazes. It was really cool. There was a Spider-Man Atari game I really liked too, where you climb up and the Green Goblin would be at the top, and he had a bomb up there, and he'd try to cut your web and make you fall down. So
my favorite Atari game was River Raid.
Oh, I remember River Raid.
River Raid was great.
Jungle was really good too, and Pitfall.
Yeah, Jungle was good.
I guess I liked swinging on ropes. Back in the early.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
yeah,
I can only swing on ropes virtually because I would take some strong ropes and a strong tree for me to do that live. Probably more arm strength than I have.
Alice looks like a new watcher, or at least first time commenter from what I can see. Her favorite game was Big Bird's Egg Catch. That feels right. I'm going to say that's my favorite too.
I like Big Bird from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
I don't think I played that. And they actually had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre Atari game, and they had a Halloween as well. They actually printed it on just a black cartridge, but then I guess they didn't have a good printer, so they just had these cheap plastic. They wrote Halloween on them, and I saw some videos on like Angry Video Game Nerd where they were playing some of these old horror games that I guess is inappropriate at the time, because
I'm 4 years old.
Yeah, well,
Right.
what business do we have playing any of that?
You know what I love about video games as an art form? They started completely impressionistic, 100% just figurative. They're not like something that a normal person could interpret, and now they're real. They started with figurative and they moved to realism, where a lot of art aims at realism first and then eventually moves to figurative. I know I jumped into the too deep territory, so just me and Aaron are appreciating this conversation. But I love it. I love that about video games.
Well, I mean, I actually love the indie games right now. I'm a huge indie game fan, so a lot of like Hollow Knight, things like that. Some of the more independent, well, of course, Hollow Knight's huge now, but the independent studios, it feel like they're able to do things that are a lot more risky than some of the larger studios are taking,
Mike, what? If Mike wasn't already at the top of my cool meter, I would have just moved him up to it. Mike worked at Atari in Sunnyvale in 1982. That's insane.
Well, I saw somewhere in there that they did. I'm trying to think of the system. Atari has some sort of system they recently released, and it has all the old retro games, and you can go online with it, and I think you can even get YouTube on it and everything like that. That's
crazy.
Yeah, it was released within the last 3 months. I can't think of the system. It even has the same sort of tacky black and wood finish, or veneer or whatever it was that it kind of, so that matched your wall paneling you had back in the 80s. So but they went with the same design and everything. So, of course, it looks awful.
Why are you trying to age Mike Wazlowski? Let him live his life. He did well.
I got my first comic book in 1982.
Yeah, well, apparently I got pulled over one time and they said I had a DUI in 1982 when I was 3 years old.
That feels right.
Well, they wound up, I guess they had my name wrong in the registry, so I was detained for a short while. Apparently, whenever they pulled me over, I had this huge record, and I'm like, that's not me, It's like DUI in 82. I was like, I was 3 years old. I guess I was on my big wheel or...
Lane, you are very forthcoming.
Really young for your age. That's what it is.
You're going to give us your arrest record. You're going to give us your mother's maiden name. You're going to give us your social.
Hey, it's out there,
Yeah. Hey guys, you want to check out? What we're going to play for question 2? You excited? We're still ramping up, so we're going to add this to the stream. That's going to be Star Wars Duels.
Ah.
So what is this? What is this?
What is that?
Dual Josh Olives here.
What the heck?
Josh is here to tell us about this prize. Josh, tell us what's going on.
I'm so weirded out right now. What is the heck?
Josh, what is Star Wars Duels?
It's a dice game. It's a pretty simple dice game, but yeah, it's two people fighting it out, rolling Yahtzee style. So, yeah. It's a real simple, easy little game, but fun stuff. That is so totally weirding me out.
The prize cam is my favorite. There's nothing better.
Your prize cam has historically been my favorite. I'm a little nervous right now.
Oh man, Josh, this one's on you. What's question number 2?
I'm okay. Which version of me is going to ask this question? But, all right. Well, I'll go ahead and do it, and if the other me pipes in, that works too. So, question number 2. What Batman villain's real name is Arnold Weskler?
This one I'm going to take a bit of a guess on. So is it Firefly?
Not today. No, it's not. So we're going to jump to the audience. Audience, tell us. Arnold Weskler. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Batman villains. It is not the Riddler. It is not the Condiment King. It is not the Penguin. Now, why is the Condiment King a villain? It's not Clayman. I don't know that Clayman's actually a villain.
Clayface.
He means Clayface.
Scorpion. That's a Spider-Man guy. Calendar Man. Anarchy. Not those guys. He's not a big hit.
I will say we do have his first appearance up at the shop.
Ryan's, right here with the best villain in Batman.
Right now, that's absolutely true. That Damian Ugh.
Is he a villain now?
No, but I hate him, so he might as well be.
Jeremy Long coming in with the Batman answer. It is the
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist. He first appeared in Detective Comics 583 in 1988.
Ah.
The only sewer guy I think of is Killer Croc.
Okay, what's the name of the dummy then? A ventriloquist. He's
Oh,
got to chime
man.
in with that.
That sounds
bet
like
he
a
knows
knows
it.
That's easy though. That should be easy.
He got it.
It's-
Rubber Nipples.
It is Rubber Nipples.
Is that really his name?
No.
Oh,
It's,
man. Jeremy, do you know it?
I don't. Lord knows I don't.
I don't know it either. Lane, do you know it? What is it?
Scarface.
I
well, he's
did know it.
He's had several puppets. So, and one of them was Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface is the one I remember from the cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's the most popular one, the sort of Al Capone-ish, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's now that it's out there for some reason, I'm like it's one of those more obscure ones, you know. So I was like Firefly, maybe.
Firefly was a pretty good guess because not a real popular Batman villain, but certainly one that should get more play than he does.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wyatt, one of our past guests. It's nice to see you in the audience.
So, yeah, I would have Killer Croc would have been a good guess too. I can never remember what his real name is, you know.
We also have his
So-
first appearance at the store.
I do.
We do.
Like sometimes there's just these random villains, like Absorbing Man. I don't know his real name. You know, he's just kind of he'll
Creel.
show up every once in a while. Oh, Killer. Yeah, something Creel.
Creel, yeah.
I see him actually. I'd see him occasionally in Spider-Man. You know, he'd cross over, but I'd see him mostly in, of course, Incredible Hulk and everything like that. So
Yeah, and then in the Ang Lee movie, they made him Hulk's dad.
Absorbing Man?
Nick Nolte
yeah, it
was
Nick Nolte.
Hulk's dad, and he was the Absorbing Man. It was
They didn't
terrible. And he
Yeah.
turned into a
Call him
thunderstorm.
Creel or whatever, did they?
Oh, worst
No,
movie
he
ever.
was. Oh, it was. Yeah. Is it bad that I sometimes get Nick Nolte and Gary Busey mixed up? I mean,
Well,
that
you're
just
not
seems-
alone. They're both crazy, and they both have the
It's
same
the hair.
look these days.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is. It's like I'll sometimes just get certain. I think Martin Short and God, there's someone else. I
Yeah,
get mixed
everybody
up.
does that. Martin Short and that other guy, that
Steve
other
Martin.
Martin Short. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I can't think of his name right now, but yeah. So Martin Short and the other guy.
Yeah, that other Martin Short.
Yeah,
See, trust Spider Girl to know the name of a villain because she has to fight him.
Crusher
Yeah.
Krill. Yeah. So, but I guess as far as doppelganger goes, you know, I'll sometimes occasionally get like older, like Christian Slater from what is it, Mr. Robot? You know.
I
You do
can
look
see
like
that.
Christian Slater.
I can see that.
You do.
Yeah, I was like.
I wasn't thinking until you said that, and now that's all I can see.
Right now, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, you know, I think like it's whatever happened to him. happened to
Dana
me.
Carvey, yeah, right.
Dana Carvey.
I love
Yeah.
Dana Carvey.
I do too. I mean, I like the whole cast of SNL, you know, from like the '90s and stuff like that. You know, classic stuff. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Hey, so going into question 3, we have a new question category, don't we?
Oh
Yes,
wow.
we do. Yes, we do.
We invented this just
Question
for
3.
you.
Oh
We are
wow.
going to have the real estate question of the night. That's an ad for me. But you can also win my comic book. So, outside of being a realtor, I'm also an artist. I drew this guy, just for the record. But inside of it, you're going to find art from, oh my God.
Whoa!
That's pretty good.
Prize Cam's getting me.
Prize Cram is trolling hard tonight.
Oh, man, Prize Cam. Yep,
Look at those eyebrows.
showing off my mascara. It's not real mascara. I just have naturally beautiful eyes. Don't hate a man for being beautiful. All right, so moving forward, we've got art from my brother. We've got art from local artist Tom Price, one of my favorites, Rick Bastos. This is a collection of short horror comics. Lane, I know you're going to love that because you're a horror guy, right?
Yeah, and horror comics, you know. So big Josh knows this. I pick up the Creeps and some Tales from the Crypt whenever I can, or Eerie.
That's what I was basing this on. So, thank you, Jeffrey. I aim for bougie. Bougie is my audience.
Cam is on fire tonight. The prize cam is awesome. Oh, this just reminded me, guys. If you're watching and you don't hate us, hit the like button so that people know that that people who do watch this don't hate it.
Hey, and if you hate us, hit that dislike button. Keep it honest. You do you. All right, so question 3. In what U.S. city would you find the United Federation of Planets Starfleet Academy?
Oh, no! We talked a little bit about Star Trek, didn't we? So what's U.S. city? I'm going to mess this up. I'm just going to name a big city. And I'm going to say Orlando.
Orlando, final answer?
Yes.
All right. Well, we've got the final answer in the comments. It's not Chicago. It's definitely not Huntsville. It's not New York. It's San Francisco. So, Spider Girl.
Spider Girl. Man.
Too bad we don't know who you are to give you your prizes.
I guess Huntsville's just home of Nick Fury, right?
That's right.
So
that's birthplace of Nick Fury.
We got a nod to Nick Fury.
Like, I know, right? You know, we get a little bit of cred here,
yeah.
You know? So
or that could just be the birthplace of that particular Skrull.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
He wasn't a Skrull yet, right?
How do you know?
Because that's when he was talking about. He was in that scene. He said, "I hate the crust on my my sandwiches." And then when you cut to Ultron, he's eating the crust on a sandwich.
Ah,
so he's a Skrull there, but he's not a Skrull back in Captain Marvel. I don't think he was. I think he was a Skrull when he met the Avengers. The modern Avengers.
Yeah.
I think he was.
So I guess you watch Avengers like most people do, Stanley Kubrick, you know? I will not pick up on some of that stuff. They're like, if you look in the back, the Matador, you know.
If you want to know about somebody who like watches those movies and the shows in detail like that, Mr. Aaron Michaels on here is absolutely the king of that stuff.
You know when it was? In Winter Soldier, when he fake died. That's when it was. That had to be when it was. Boosh, my own mind blown. Yeah, look at Aaron. Aaron, thank you for backing me up.
Like, yeah, I need to go back and watch so many movies at this point, right. You know. So, and my wife's always like, you know, she says she can't keep up with them and everything like that. I need to go back and it's kind of like, I don't know. I like what they've done with it. I just kind of wish that Disney would do with Star Wars what they managed to do with Marvel.
Yeah.
And I like The Mandalorian. I mean, not to say the new movies are. I enjoyed them, but I know they're very divisive for a lot of people.
It's Kevin Feige. He's got one man running the ship, and because he's been on the ship for 20 years? Like, is it 20 years? I don't know. 22 movies. 23 and WandaVision. Because he's been on the ship a long time, you got one guy with one vision.
I know. I've got to catch WandaVision. I'm not.
It's so good.
Not there yet. So I got Disney Plus.
So good.
How do you have Disney Plus and haven't watched it? Speaking of WandaVision, Prize Cam, how do you feel about it?
Uh-oh.
Prize Cam feels good about it?
That clearly is a happy expression. Unlike that scary-looking face that we saw for you earlier.
Do you have any other thoughts about it, Prize Cam, or is that it? Whoa! Oh, man.
So you had to pose for that, right?
I have no idea where that came from.
Prize Cam, while we got you here.
So you're never going to run for public office because that's a picture somewhere.
Prize Cam, what's the prize for question 4? We have this beautiful Spider-Man variant cover. We've got, Miguel's showing up for a Spider-Man 2099 run. It's not actually what's going on the inside, I don't think. But you can win that. If you're into variant covers, you've got the opportunity now, today.
I have a bonus question involving Spider-Man 2099.
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask this question, and then we'll do the bonus question.
Sure.
So, question number 4 for the Spider-Man 2099 variant cover. What classic TV family lived in the city of Mockingbird Heights?
Oh, wow.
And I know that you know this, and you're going to kick yourself if you get it wrong.
Mockingbird Heights. I'm going to say it is the Addams Family.
It's the Munsters.
Is it the Munsters?
It's the Munsters.
I can't remember if it's the Munsters or the Addams Family that live there.
Looks like Alan got it ahead of...
Oh, no. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Andrew, what happened is you both typed it. Alan got it quicker than you, but the YouTube just dumps their info a little bit slower. That's it. Sorry. I'm going to cross out Andrew's name. Andrew, I love you. Don't hate me. All right.
You know, I never thought about that name, but that name is perfect as the name for a horror movie family.
Well, that's exactly why I couldn't remember which one it was. I knew there was a contrast, and that's where I'm like, it's either the Addams Family or the Munsters, and that's why I was on the fence on that. So I was like, oh, wait. I was like, I think it's the Addams Family because I couldn't remember if they had mentioned it on the Munsters or not. Where they
Both of those shows were great.
Yeah.
Right? But which one did you like the most?
I was always a little bit more on the Addams Family side, even though, I mean, like I even dressed up as Gomez this year for Halloween.
Nice.
That's not a little bit. That's not a little bit. That's a lot.
Yeah, I like how he tacked on for Halloween. Like, oh crap! I admitted I dressed up as Gomez, like on a random Tuesday. I better make sure it was for Halloween.
Yeah, it was for Halloween. And but the thing is I love Universal monsters. So I like just kind of the Frankenstein, kind of vampire grandpa, and but it was just like I don't know. I just liked the Addams Family a little bit more.
Did you see the attempted remake of the Munsters a couple years back with Eddie Izzard as Grandpa?
Oh my goodness!
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't.
It was like 2 episodes.
I'm trying to picture that in my mind.
It was bizarre. It was very, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, I love Eddie Izzard, but I don't see him as Grandpa at all. I think the last I saw him was on The Riches. I actually caught Eddie Izzard doing some stand-up in Nashville, which was pretty great.
God, I didn't get to go to that show, and I wanted to. He's so good.
Yeah, I sat around backstage and got to meet him for like a minute. I'm one of those
so
creepy,
jealous.
Yeah, like one of those creepy
That's
people
crazy.
that's gonna hang outside, see if I can beat him. Like go. So.
We've got some Zach on Zach violence going in the.
My bonus question is both a question and also the prize. So we can't show it to you because that would give away the answer. What book was the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099?
That's a pretty solid prize.
Oh. I remember it though, and I remember my first issue of Spider-Man 2099 with that kind of red foil cover. I'm going to say that it was actually in Web of Spider-Man. So I got to remember the issue though.
It was not this. This is the one you're referring to.
Yeah, but that's the one I had. That was the first issue. That was not the first appearance. I actually thought that they may have previewed it in Web of Spider-Man. I think it might have been like somewhere in the 80s, like 83 or something. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
And you are. But you haven't finalized with an issue number or anything. So
I'm going to say 83. It was. I'm wrong, so I'm going to still say it was Web of Spider-Man number 83. So.
Okay, so do we have a correct answer in the comments? Let me go check because I have not been looking at them. And let's see who got the first.
I'd be surprised at this one.
It appears that the first correct answer is Ryan, Mr. Comics and Death Metal himself.
Amazing 365, huh? Right after the Carnage. Was he in that on the foil covered? I'm surprised to see him.
There's
on
a
that.
2-page preview in the back of the book
Oh wow!
for
Yeah, that was right after the Carnage
Spider-Man
run.
2099.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, what's your last name?
Williams.
Comics.
His last name is And Death Metal.
Want to make sure it gets to the right person.
Yeah,
Mr.
and Ryan
And
will
Death
have
Metal,
this up at the shop for you
congratulations.
on Saturday.
Sweet. I've got so many 361s and 362 and 363 just because I was fanboying out over Carnage. So, which is good now because I guess they're worth something now. I sat on them for a long
Yeah, that
time.
361 is doing pretty well.
I even got like silver versions of 361 and 362.
Nice.
They did a second printing, and the second printing had a silver background instead of I think white on 361, and then 362 had like a yellow background.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess that there was just such high demand for them, and I actually think the silver ones are worth something now because they didn't do a lot of second printings at the time.
They are,
so.
and the regular first print covers are too.
Oh yeah. So yay, go me. But bad on me though for getting that wrong because I actually have that comic in there.
No worries.
So-
You just made Ryan very happy.
There you go. So I already have mine. Now he has his.
That's right. Now this was our bonus question, which nobody knew about or planned for. It was a spur of the moment thing. So that's cool. And that reminds me, spur of the moment things. Reminds me of all of the impromptu appearances that I have been putting in tonight, unexpectedly. Which reminds me of the prize cam, which reminds me of Canada. So that means it's time for our Canadian question of the week, which means you don't get to answer this one, Lane. This is for the audience.
Oh, okay.
This is an audience question. So if you can remember that and not just shout the answer because you're going to know it,
Okay.
you just have to zip it.
Okay.
Or we'll take you off the stream because we have a lot of people who are like, oh, I know this one. And I'm like, of course you do. This was the audience question.
Lane, can you control yourself?
I think I can, even if it's a Kevin Smith Canadian question. So.
All right. Thanks
Well-
for giving away the answer. You're out. Okay. We're about to ask the... All right. On the show, How I Met Your Mother. Canadian.
Well, we'll tell them the prize in a minute, but
Oh, yeah. The prize is $25 at Haven Comics. It's a $25 Haven Comics gift card where you can buy all your hopes and dreams under $25. $25 worth of your hopes and dreams at Haven Comics. All right. So, on the show, How I Met Your Mother, Canadian, Robin. I'm going to say this name right. I promise. I've never watched How I Met Your Mother. I'm sorry, guys. Sherbatsky had a secret music career as what pop singer?
and I can see Lane is listening to the song in his head right now.
The prize cam is singing it, trying to give it away. What was the name of the pop singer? It looks like we got it. I'm going to give it to you. It's Robin Sparkles. But, I mean, that's close enough. I'm going to just put the prize cam back up here to represent Canada. Canada, America's hat, does so much for us. They provide so many great, things that you would just assume are American, like Ryan Reynolds and William Shatner. These great things. I'm just going to leave that up there for a minute, and then I'll take it down.
Do you notice that Canada produces a disproportionate number of comedians?
They're funny people. It's like Todd McFarlane and comedians come out of in hockey, And I think Kevin Smith loves it so much. He's doing like a horror movie Canadian trilogy. I think that's kind of going on.
Is that just where the killer is really polite and doesn't kill people?
Well, did anyone see Tusk?
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
We're done. No more Tusk. We're not talking about Tusk. Tusk is the worst movie I've ever seen. That's why I don't watch movies. It's because of Tusk. The worst movie ever. I'm going to bring Lane back on, but we're done talking about Tusk because it's awful. It's so bad. It gives me nightmares. Don't talk about Tusk.
Yoga hosers is worse, if you can believe it.
No.
The
No, I don't
Bronxies.
want to know what's worse. It's so bad.
It is somehow worse. So, which
Ugh.
means that everyone needs to queue it up, on their streaming service right after the show. So watch this.
Somebody told me Tusk was funny. And so the prize cam and I got together. We were sitting down to watch a movie, and that's what we saw. And then we went on with our lives, and I still remember it. And sometimes I'm just going about my day, and I remember Tusk.
I feel like it's something you just kind of have to watch to say that you did,
Tusk was wacky. Wacky's not the word for it. Tusk was a nightmare.
Well, you talk about a movie that was a nightmare, and I still occasionally, it runs through my head, and I'm like, oh. It's just one scene from it, but that was Event Horizon.
I'm trying to think. I remember seeing what is the scene?
It's really hard to explain, but
Sam Neill, like one of those,
Sam Neill just is very wrong in that scene, and it's to this day I'm just like, ooh.
Well, I think that there's a lot of movies that you just have to it was that face there that you probably made whenever you saw it. So
where did these come from?
Oh wow.
The prize cam is becoming sentient. It's getting a mind of its own.
They need to go super super. They need to go super old school and counter you with an alternate Josh, way back in the day. That was my first Haven experience.
Where are these coming from? What did I do? How much do I have to pay you to stop?
I think maybe Huntsville is a scroll ground, they've just got so they've just enlisted Scroll Josh, somewhere out there.
That could be. I don't know what they would hope to accomplish with that, but that could certainly be the case.
Lane, were you around when we unveiled Venomized Josh?
No.
You ready for this? You ready for this? This is Josh. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Josh Olive, we all know him, we love him. Boom. Venomized Josh Olive.
Well, I think the symbiote has a new... well, do you always say symbiote or symbiote?
I would say symbiote, yeah.
I'm a symbiote man myself.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like, Caribbean and Caribbean. Maybe both are correct. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can live with that.
Let's not start a fight in chat, or
I'm going to stop making faces because apparently those are able to be transformed into stuff she can use against me.
Oh, man. And the prize cam's out of here.
The prize cam's awesome. So what is our prize for this next question?
That is a variant cover of Spawn number 303. Prize cam, keep it together. Spawn 303. That's what we're playing for. It's a beautiful cover. It's got no trade dress. It's just Spawn doing Spawn thing, which is just looking badass. That's what Spawn was born to do. And that's what you're playing for. So if we've got any Spawn fans out in the audience, we all know Lane's going to get this next one wrong. So stand your toes.
All right. So this question. Cast your mind back. You were talking Web of Spider-Man a minute ago. We're looking at Amazing Spider-Man. Think back. What villain was Spider-Man fighting when Captain Stacy was crushed by debris while trying to save a child?
I'm going to say that was the Green Goblin. I mean...
I feel like you didn't finish your sentence.
Yeah, it sounded like you were thinking through it.
I'm going to go with Green Goblin. I know that I'm not getting it mixed up with Gwen Stacy, but I want to say that it was Green Goblin. I guess he has an issue with the Stacys.
With the movie and then the Gwen Stacy, run, I would have assumed it was the Lizard. Personally, me. And I would have been wrong, like Jeremy Long here. And, Lane, I'm sorry, you got it wrong too. It's actually
Jack-o'-lantern?
Doc Ock.
It's Doc Ock. I should have known that. I love Doc Ock.
Jeffrey, you would have got it right too, but you're too slow. Gotta be quick on your toes here. So
I'm
it
a
goes
little
to
bit
Zach.
surprised about this answer
Hobgoblin. He wasn't around yet, was he?
from the person who gave that answer. I'm really curious. I mean, Spider-Girl
Or
may
was
know
he?
something we don't.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe Doc Ock is taking credit for Hobgoblin kills.
It could be. Because I remember back in the day, there was just a huge mystery as to who was the Hobgoblin. You know, he was unmasked multiple times, and it was always wrong. You know, talk about Skrull. That was the original Skrull Wars. Was like,
That's
who the
right.
heck
That's
is
right. I mean, the
Hobgoblin?
Skrulls were around by that point because they were introduced
Well,
in Fantastic Four #2.
The old like Amazing Spider-Man covers would mess with you too. You know, you got Spider-Man's hand coming out of the water with like Hobgoblin's mask, and
That was a great. That whole storyline was great.
yeah, and it's just like, no, not this time. You know, it's like
That was leading right up to the end, though. That was the end for Hobgoblin there, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, those were great series. You know, back in old school days. You know, back I think I was reading some of those back whenever there was like Tattooed Lady and the comic shop. You know, back in way early '80s. You know.
Oh yeah, he's hitting his Huntsville comic shop nerd cred real hard.
That's right. That's right.
But, okay, so it was the end of Hobgoblin, but which one? Owen, we talked about this the other day. He was quizzing me a little bit. What are there, like 22 Hobgoblins? Owen, I know you're in the audience. Give me the real answer.
But it was the end of Ned Leeds.
Is he dead, or did he come back?
When Ned Leeds came out as Hobgoblin.
They killed him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He died.
What do you mean there's like 7? We talked about it the other day. There's like 22. 47.
47 Hobgoblins.
Jeremy knows. I trust Jeremy. Whenever I want a wrong answer, I know Jeremy is going to be the guy for me. Oh, man. All right. So, question number 7. We're going to play for this beautiful original sketch cover. This is by my friend, local artist Tom Price. He's the man. You should check out his work in my comic book. If you're Spider-Girl who won it. This is going to be Obi-Wan, right?
Oh, I thought that was Paul Bunyan.
I can see where you mix those two up. They have a lot in common.
They always have the high ground.
All right. So for this cover, we are going to ask, which room does Nick Halloran, the old man, tell Danny, the kid, to stay away from in The Shining?
Can you repeat it one more time?
All right. The Shining, which room does Dick Halloran, the old man, tell Danny, the kid, to stay away from?
I'm trying to remember the room number. I want to say the room number was 246. Room 246.
So close. So close. Not today. Not today. Jeremy with the champagne room. Yeah. Stay away from the champagne room. It is actually, do we have a right answer in the audience yet?
I haven't seen one.
I think we got one. I think it's Mike.
Yeah, there it is.
Mike, 237. Danny visits room 237 after a ball rolls to him from his open door. Later, he claims that a crazy woman tried to strangle him, and also the name of the documentary about the film. So,
and Mike is a big fan of original art and supporting local artists. So, I hate that you lost out on this one.
No, it's fine.
But it's a great prize for Mike.
Yeah, that's it. And hey, he knew it. Yeah, and I should have known that when we actually just talked a little bit about Stanley Kubrick earlier. So, I'm not doing him justice, you know. So,
this is Tom. He drew that cover. Tom, what's it feel like to watch people give your stuff away on a small Facebook game show? I bet that feels good. You've made it. This is the moment. Tom, congratulations. Okay. Playing for question 8. You will be playing for Smash Up. This is an expansion. Josh, tell me more about Smash Up. Can you play with just this expansion?
You can. There are enough cards in the expansion to play with just the expansion. But as it might indicate, it's better to use it as an expansion to the base game because that gives you more options. The expansion's got 4 different factions in it, and you play by putting 2 factions together. And then there are bases, and there's different point scoring mechanisms for how you win. But expansion, have you played expansion before, Lane?
I haven't.
Or Smash Up, rather?
I haven't. I mean, is it anything like Exploding Kittens?
No.
I'm just messing. But it looks interesting.
Smash Up is one of the best, most replayable card games because there are so many expansions, and you can mix and match. Like you can put ninjas with killer plants. You can put self-replicating robots with cybernetic gorillas. A Russian bear cavalry with dinosaurs. And that's your army that you use to fight and take over and take control of these bases, which are each worth different points and things like that. There's steampunk ones, there's Western ones, there's horror movie ones, and you can mix them with anything. You can put vampires with princesses and werewolves with kittens, sparkly kittens. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. It's one of the most fun card games to play. If you have not played it, I strongly recommend it.
I'm all about smashing things up, you know. I was someone that didn't hate Freddy versus Jason, so.
Speaking of smashing, everybody smash that like button and the, what's the other one? The subscribe button. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
subscribe!
The notification button, and then,
that's the bell. You have to ring the bell. I forget.
Bookmark us, and then set a timer for next week on your phone.
That seems excessive.
No, man, we want to see you guys. Come, please hang out with us.
I will say next week we can go ahead and reveal this. Our guest last week was Mr. Nick Ellis of Two Brothers Comics, and he was Civil War Part 1. Next week is Dustin Ellis of Two Brothers Comics, Civil War Part 2.
Is he the one with the beard?
Yes. He's not the artist or the letterer and the huge hair. No, that's Justin Birch.
You know what? I saw on their Instagram they are going to do. You know the Hot Ones,
the Hot Toys.
YouTube Hot Ones. They will bring a celebrity on and they will like force feed them hot sauce. Right? Do you know this?
No.
So you get to like watch Margot Robbie just like down hot sauce. She's Australian. You're thinking she's gonna make it, but she starts to cry. Anyway, that's Hot Ones. It's great. I love it, and I want to be on theirs. I don't know if I cut it. I don't know if I'm local celebrity enough, but man, I want to eat some hot sauce in front of people and cry. That is my that's my wish. If I could be on Hot Ones.
That's a weird goal to have, but you live your dream. Zachary Jordan, prizes from this week will be up at the shop on Saturday or by Saturday. Prizes for last week are already there. So if you come by on Saturdays, if you won something, great time to come and pick up your prize because they will be there by then.
And guys, last week it was the prize cam's birthday. I got there on Sunday. I'm sorry, that's on me, but the stuff's there now. Jeremy knows what's up about the Hot Ones. Jeremy and I share a bond. It's that our first name is Jeremy. That's the bond.
I didn't know this was a thing before now, so.
Yeah, I've never heard of that in my life, and that sounds horrible.
I drank a craft of salsa once, you know. That's my sharing.
I had some people bet me $10 that I couldn't drink a bottle of ketchup.
How'd that go?
That was a breeze, man.
Did you seriously?
Oh yeah, I can totally drink a bottle of ketchup. It only got gross when they're like, no, you have to get all the ketchup out. So you had to put some water in there and shake it up, and then drink that liquidy.
It just sounds
that was
worse.
Gross.
It sounds worse with water for some reason.
It was.
Yeah.
It was much worse.
That is not the same story. My story is about a personal feat to overcome the odds. Your story is about eating a bunch of ketchup.
My story is something
Why did you do that?
Well, I mean, it's
I did it for $10.
Well, it's kind of like if ketchup and hot sauce had a baby, it would probably be salsa. And I think is the natural progression of the conversation. You started off hot sauce, I went to salsa, and then you took it all the way to ketchup. You just
although the salsa would be chunky,
all the
so that
heat
would
out
be
of
harder.
Do you guys see how much love there is for this hot sauce show that I'm talking about?
I have to tune in.
Best.
Well, after you watch Tusk, you'll get a chance to
Oh,
check out.
why?
Hey, everyone's got homework tonight, you know.
Give me that hot sauce challenge. I will wear a Haven Comics bib on this show if I can get on the show. So
Free promotion.
I will represent just for the record.
They did have to give up their $10 though, and I bought 3 GI Joe figures with that $10.
I feel like I've derailed us. I'm sorry.
So, all right, it's a deep topic.
Yeah. Next week, guys. More two brothers. They're great. We had one of the brothers. There's another one. Tune in.
Civil War.
All right, Josh. Question 8. We are going to play for, what is this? That was
A reflection.
That was a reflection of my chandelier in my living room. Now, here's the prize cam, I think. Wait, we're playing for this? Smash Up? Is it?
Y'all playing for this?
Now, I got so off topic talking about this Hot Ones. I'm going to remove this. Josh, take over. Save me.
I dig that. That's good stuff. Okay, so for Smash Up, which you should get because it's a great game. According to Norse mythology, what was the first living thing to exist?
The first living thing to exist was a cow or an ox. And Ymir was a frost giant, and he existed with the frost. But I believe that the ox existed first, and she licked him out of the ice.
Wait, who existed first?
The ox. I believe it was an ox. And Ymir existed with her, and then she licked him out of the ice, if I'm correct. He was Ymir is the frost giant. I think it was the ox first and then the frost giant.
This sucks because oh man, Josh, I want to give it to him because
I do too, so bad.
I remember the ox first too. And so if they coexisted,
Hang on, we've got a ruling from our panel.
Thank you, Owen. Owen wrote the question. Owen came in and graced us with the room to move forward.
Okay.
The ox and the frost giant, who came first, we're never going to know. It's a chicken and an egg situation. But
yeah.
Josh, you say this name. You say, I don't know how to say this.
The Ymir. Oh, you mean his
Ymir.
actual, the name of the frost giant?
Yeah, I mean, I can say Mare.
It's Argamil. Argamil.
Gargamel's dad.
It sounds like Gargamel.
So Ymir in Norse mythology is the first being, a giant who was created from the drops of water that formed when the ice of Niflheim met the heat of Muspelheim. Muspelheim. So, and then, the ox licked him out of that, freed him, and then his kids crushed his head and all that stuff. So, you got it. You got it. I'm going to get that to you.
Smash Up time. It's time for...
It was a frost giant named Ox. So that's what it was. They were the same person. Anyway, you won the expansion for Smash Up, and I highly recommend it because it's a super fun game.
Yeah, my batting average is getting kind of bad. So.
Man, you just doubled it with that one question.
I know, right?
Just doubled it.
Just knocking them down now.
Yep, Jeremy, you're right. It's the typical story of an ox licking a giant out of the ice cubes.
Yeah,
that's how you spell the guy's name. How you say his name, I'm not sure.
Oh, we all do our best. All right. So next, for question 9, we are going to play for this original art. Donate. Come on, man. I'm just trying to live my life over here playing this game show.
It's really fun when it's somebody else's face.
All right, Prize Cam, you got me. We're playing for this original art. Mike Wazalowski donated this to us. Mike is a huge, huge patron of the arts. He does a lot for local artists. He buys a lot of art. He's a great guy. Prize Cam, go ahead and flip that around. I think this artist took a few liberties.
Uh-oh.
I think he took a few liberties with some character details. Would Batgirl be making out with Poison Ivy? You tell me. You tell me. Jeremy Long wants it. Jeremy, you stay on your grind here. Yeah, and Mike, thank you so much for donating this to us. Mike, what's the artist's name? It's Foster something, right? And then Prize Cam, flip that back around here. If you're not paying attention, you don't know. This is actually the Joker, and I'm going to guess that's Harley Quinn.
But yeah, that's the diamonds on the legs.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I think that's Harley Quinn.
Otherwise, there's a lot of explaining to do.
Maybe
later.
it's Punchline.
Jeremy wants that Jeremy mask because he's not. Jeremy's not Jeremy enough. He needs to be Jeremy twice.
That's so scary.
Prize Cam, you're out of here.
So,
okay.
Audience. Finish our Prize Cam. That's the best Prize Cam in the business.
Too much of a good thing is still too much. All right. Question 9. In Harry Potter, which I have not seen, what does... Oh, we got a game to play.
Oh, Lordy, that's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Double mask.
In Harry Potter, what does the mirror of... I'm going to say this wrong because I haven't seen it. Erised? Do?
That's right.
It shows you your heart's desire.
I'm going to give it to you. This says deepest desire, but Owen, heart's desire, deepest desire, same thing. Don't hate me, Owen. You win. And then all of a sudden you're killing it. So
I like Jeremy just throwing out words that have anything to do with Harry Potter.
Oh, man.
Wand and Dumbledore, huh?
All right. So you won the original Joker art. Congratulations.
I love Joker. Yeah, what can I say?
Joker's got a new series coming out in March.
Does he?
He does.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the old Joker series from
the
I think
70s?
it was like 80s or 90s where they had the holographic cards he would hold up on each issue.
those weren't Joker. Those were Robin.
Oh, they were Robin. You're right. And then Joker was in it.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, 1993-ish.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Those are good times. What year did they do Death in the Family? I'm trying to even remember. I picked up.
Death in the Family was 88, 89, somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to get my history going on. Actually.
So did you call into the 1-900 number and vote to live or die?
No, I didn't. I don't know what I would have said. I kind of liked that he died. I mean, I think it kind of added some depth. So I kind of like, especially at the time, now they kill, comic, people all the time. But at the time, it was something that was very unique, and, come to modern times, we're even bringing Bucky back. He was the only one who stayed dead.
Now the only one that's still dead is Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Uncle Ben. No, they'll probably bring Uncle Ben back.
They even took him off the box of rice.
Yeah, well, it used to be, I know, right? But, yeah, I think Uncle Ben probably married into the family then, right? So, but yeah, trying to remember, like Gwen Stacy stayed dead for a good long while. So, and I think
I think they instantly regretted like that bringing her back because it was so creepy. They brought her back so that she had a relationship with Norman Osborn and all. And like, what is going on? That is nasty.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And she had like mystery twins or some craziness. It was awful.
Yeah, and then they looked kind of like her. And God, does it look like Peter too? He wondered if it was his or something.
I don't think they brought her back. I think she was still dead, and I think that their twins came back, and then they revisited what she was trying to tell Peter when she died. Right? I mean, they brought her back as Spider-Gwen, but I remember that arc.
Well, Spider-Gwen's a different thing. I don't think
she was alive.
Spider-Gwen's from a different reality where she got bit by the radioactive spider and not Peter Parker, and Peter Parker died.
But I think that the comic arc you're talking about, I don't think she was alive. I think
Jeremy Long's throwing out a correct answer. It was actually a clone.
Oh,
who was a clone?
Gwen Stacy, when they brought her back.
From Huntsville, probably.
I think the Jeremy connection. I knew he was kidding. Yeah, I don't think he was telling the truth. I think
they're doing a clone story in Miles Morales Spider-Man right now, and I'm like, why?
it's a throwback. It's an homage. The clone story was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm dating myself, but I think it was hella
The
cool.
Clone Saga bankrupted Marvel. They literally declared bankruptcy.
I don't know, man. They do horrible things to Spidey too, just in general. Anyway, I mean, bringing back Aunt May and undoing making a deal with Mephisto, and
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on One
Why
More
would-
Day.
I
That was
don't-
horrible.
I don't know why Mephisto's interested in just marital disruption of Spider-Man.
Right.
I
He
mean,
just
like he's
likes to
got all
cause
this.
pain and misery to somebody who apparently is a glutton for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I remember the back. Did you guys ever collect the Marvel cards where they'd actually had the power rankings on the back? You know,
Yeah.
and of course, Mephisto's got just off the charts
Off
on
the
everything.
charts, yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's going to spend all that potential on just like, kind of messing up someone's marriage.
These cards. Oh
yes,
yeah.
that is. Oh man.
Oh yeah. The nerdiest thing about me right here is my love of these cards.
I don't
Oh,
think
wow.
that's true.
I think
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I have some of those old hologram cards. I think I have the Cable and I have the Venom one or something. So I think the Venom was in the first or second series or something like that. Good times.
Yeah, that was good stuff. The cards back in the day were really awesome. Anymore, I don't know anybody who does Marvel cards or anything like that. They still make them,
still
but I don't
make
know
them, yeah.
anybody
Do
who
they?
collects them.
Brian
Oh, wow.
Silverback's he's an artist for the sketch cards that are in there. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
where he and I hit it off.
Wow. Good times.
That's where your bromance began.
Yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to buy them at KB Toy Store, and I
Right.
remember I picked up some of those along with Toy Biz. I think was the
Yeah.
brand that did the Marvel figures.
Yeah.
The original Spider-Man had the suction cups on his hand, and or for the Toy Biz, there were like some Secret Wars. My friend had like the Black Spider-Man from Secret Wars back.
I
in the
remember
day.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those were really. I was like, I had a conscience early. I like so wanted to take his Black Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, I want this so bad, So
Jeremy, I think you maybe Jeremy has a leg up on this, considering he contacts those people for his show to bring them to his show.
oh wow,
Yes, that is probably true. I know several folks who have done a lot of those cards. Yeah.
I didn't know Corbin did them.
Yeah, Corbin has done a lot of those cards.
oh cool. Yeah, unfortunately, I've only met like a handful of comic artists as the years have gone on. Like when I go to Dragon Con, I think I got to meet like Mark Bagley and stuff like that.
Oh, you're hanging out with the wrong people, and man, you go to Dragon Con with me, you'll spend the entire time in the comic book hall.
Well, my ex-wife was always wanting to hit up the Actors Hall and everything like that. So we'd go there and, I got to meet George Romero, which that was,
Rock on.
so, which is good,
Did you zombie shamble up to him? Do the people in his line to meet him shamble like zombies? Because that would
They
be
do.
appropriate.
Well, it's kind of like, and everyone there is kind of like, I don't know. I like to think I remained composed, and kind of conducted myself in a way that wasn't just woefully embarrassing, but I could be wrong.
Now, Jeremy, pop in some of the guests that you have coming to the expo. Just this week, he announced one. You said earlier you like the Mandalorian. Well, the Mandalorian armorer, Emily Swallows, she is coming to the expo in April.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll pound on your head with a hammer for like $10.
Uh,
And she'll say, "This is the way."
This is
man.
the way. But I have no idea what the actress underneath it looks like, so
You
it's
can
a good way
learn.
to find out. Yeah, I can
It's a
find
shame they
out.
put a mask on her, a helmet on her. That's all I'm going to say.
I know, it's like so many people on the show. I'd heard something about, aren't they like recasting the main character now? Because the central character, I think, was saying that he didn't get enough FaceTime. I can't think of his name. God.
He was saying, yeah, Pedro Pascal was
Yeah,
giving
Pascal,
him some
thank you.
trouble over his lack of FaceTime. He wanted to take the helmet off more.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he only
That's
showed
what
up
he
for
signed
filming,
up
like
for.
season 2. He only showed up for filming like 3 days or something. It was nuts.
Wow.
So I don't know what he was complaining about. But yeah, again, the guy who can talk to all this is on here, or he was earlier anyway. Aaron Michaels. He can give you all the detail you want on that and then some. Now here's some
We
of
need
the
a whole
guests
separate
that
show
are
for
coming
that.
to the expo. Arthur Sweetham, if you want to get your zombie art, he is the king of zombie art for comics. He did the Marvel Zombies. He did Walking Dead. He's done a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Jim Shooter, awesome dude.
Jeffrey says that that's a piece of fake news. That
I hope
Patriot
that's true
is all
because
about
it
it.
was bothersome.
Yeah, I haven't actually finished the second season yet, so I know I'm slow. Haven't been watching WandaVision and haven't caught up on Mandalorian. I'm just neglecting my Disney Plus, I guess.
That's
You
okay.
clearly are, and that's a shame.
Hey, you live your life. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah,
Rags
that's what I was
Morales
saying.
is going to be at the expo, y'all, and that is awesome. Rags Morales is a fantastic comic book artist. Dude is great. He did a book for Valiant right before they shuttered back in the early 90s, mid 90s.
I love Valiant.
He did Geomancer for Valiant, and it was spectacular.
I wish I'd read more Valiant back in the day. One of my friends was into it. He it's the prize cam.
I like how I just slowly faded.
I think the prize cam's letting us know that the next prize we are going to eventually play for is Munchkin Fu. That's the guest artist edition of Munchkin. Oh man.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow.
Oh.
That's something.
Josh, we're on a bit
Let's
of a...
ask this question.
Okay.
It goes from happy to scary real fast. All right, let's ask this question. Let's see how we do here.
All right.
Question number 10 for the Munchkin Fu game here. Art Spiegelman, the Pulitzer Prize-winning author of Mouse, if you remember that book, created what mid-1980s satirical parody brand that saw its products banned in schools at the height of its popularity after they released a film in 1987?
Oh, wow.
One of the worst toys of all time.
You are kidding me that the same guy did both of these.
Right?
This is a joke.
Can you repeat
This
it one
comic
more
book
time?
about the Jewish Holocaust in World War II that is taught in philosophy classes and history classes and stuff turned around and created this product that saw it get banned and also was hideous.
I mean, it's an enduring property, but it's also maybe one of the worst things that was ever created. My opinion. My opinion is not necessarily the opinion of Haven Comics.
So the person that did Mouse created some sort of 80s like fad as if I'm
It was a
understanding.
parody of a popular toy. It's a parody of a popular toy.
Oh, it's Garbage Pail Kids, I believe.
You did it. You did it. You won.
It was a parody of Cabbage Patch Kids.
It goes on forever, but that's to celebrate that Lane. You got it. You got it correct.
Well, I remember the signature Garbage Pail Kid was the one that always had the exploding head. It was Atom Bomb, I think. And they'd always have two names. The Atom Bomb and like Bobby Blow Up or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was always two variants. So, but yeah,
I remember they had the trading cards for those too.
Yeah, well, they were trading cards / stickers, So occasionally, your mom would get mad because, you'd stick them on something that you weren't supposed to, And I remember someone that I knew hated one of the cards because her name was Brooke, and then the card was called Babbling Brook, and it was this girl talking in the phone, and there was just all sorts of gross stuff coming out, and the card used to scare her. And, people would call her Babbling Brook, and it just terrified her for some strange reason.
So mean.
So, yeah, well, kids are cruel, or at least they used to be, I mean,
They still are.
I like to think I was
What?
wow.
Why? Prize Cam is coming at us tonight.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, this is a good opportunity to recap. The Prize Cam is the real winner tonight. That is very obvious. There's no two ways about that. The Prize Cam won. But tonight, Lane, you got 4 things out of 10. You did pretty well. That's a 40%. In Canada, I'm pretty sure that's a passing grade. So you came back from behind. I do want to say thank you again for coming and checking out our show.
Yeah.
I just wrote down who won what numbers, so I can't say what you guys won, but I got a lot of people here. Lane, you're the only person that won more than one thing, so a lot of variety. We get to spread the love.
Did you get the bonus prize?
The bonus prize for
This one?
that was Ryan Williams, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yes, so Ryan, I got that.
365.
Yes, and then the prize cam is also just the best. So Lane, you won the stickers in the pouch. Jeremy Long won the Star Wars duels. Spider Girl won my comic. Spider Girl, you just tell me who you are and you can have it. Alan Breedlove won the Spider-Man variant. That's Ryan Williams won the Haven money and of course the bonus. Zach Bringman won Spawn 330. Mike Wazalowski won the Bounty Hunter art. And then Lane, you won Smash Up, the Joker sketch art, and Munchkin Fu. So.
All right.
Look at you winning the games.
I know, right?
And they're card games. That's right up your alley.
Yeah, I do some tabletop here and there, too. I want to pick up some whatever Vampire the Masquerade is now. White Wolf's done some stuff. If anything, I just want to read them.
I just sold out of the core book of that on Saturday, and I haven't got my reorder back in yet. But
wow.
That's a good game.
Yeah, they have some sort of Storytell game like on Switch that I played too. It's almost
I've
just
heard
like
that. Is it good?
It's like a digital novel more than anything, but yeah, I enjoyed it, Made lots of bad decisions. It's like Choose Your Own Adventure. Remember those books? So similar to that. So
my favorite wrong answer of the night was also one of the best answers, and that was an answer to the question of how many hobgoblins were there. Or how many people played Hobgoblin, and someone said, I will not say who, but someone said more Hobgoblins than moons around Jupiter.
Oh, wow.
That was a hotly contested question.
It was.
Turns out everybody's wrong. There's like 700 moons, and we shouldn't talk about science. We should just leave science alone. Because Travis is an actual rocket scientist, and he was like, hold on. We need to talk about this. So, man. Travis, thank you for setting me straight. But he said there are a bunch of moons, and I don't remember who won. But whoever won was not the real winner, but there were a bunch of winners.
We were all winners of that because we learned something, and knowledge, knowing is half the battle.
It's the friends you make along the way.
You guys want to see a cool bit of weirdness that I just picked up this week?
Shoot.
Embiggen me here. Let's
consider yourself embiggened. I am embiggened myself.
Quattro. Actually,
Quattro. Nota silente, notte molte.
I have an Italian Conan.
This is an Italian Fantastic Four with the worst Ghost Rider I have ever seen in my life. What is that?
He's giving Thing a ride, man. I guess things like he's not going to get in the derogatory term side seat, so he's like, I'll just hang on to the back. So,
but yeah, I was like, what in the world? I got this super cheap, but it cracked me up because it's Fantastic Four,
Look how-
number 152 from the 60s or 70s. It's insane, and I love it. It made me laugh.
It looks super 70s. Just look at Invisible Girl's hair, you know. And then like the icon in the corner just looks so big, you know. So that's awesome.
Okay, I still got G.I. Jackrabbits. It's still here.
G.I. Jackrabbits.
Oh, yeah. It's a parody of G.I. Joe, shockingly.
Oh wow. Is it good though?
Oh, no, it's terrible.
I mean, sometimes I'm surprised. You know, I mean, wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like a parody of Daredevil?
Yes, sir, it was.
So yeah, I mean, you never know. I'm not saying it's.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's like not saying it's the next, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or anything, but you know, who knows? You might be holding on to gold there.
Yeah, I wish. Hey, you got one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My brother, whenever he goes to other countries, picks me up comic books. It's just a little tradition we've had for a long time. But this is my favorite. It's just so cool to see them in languages that I don't know.
And
Love it.
I was trying to make out what is that on the cover.
Looks like a gorilla.
Yeah. So, man, I'm gonna open this up. The art in this is insane.
Smash up. It's like Gorilla Grund or something. Went over to Fantastic Four.
This is like, let me find some.
Just let us see the cover without that glare on it. Oh, wow. What is that?
There's a lot going
Is that
on
supposed
there.
to be King Kong?
No, it's let me find some of them. They're so good. The aliens in this are just like absurd little weird monster people, and then some absurd big monster people. I guess these are the mole men.
They don't necessarily look safe for work either.
No, they're not.
maybe-
Hey, man, it's in Italy.
Maybe that's how Italy do, man.
Hey.
I don't know.
No.
I just remember I was in Italy when a movie Liar Liar came out, and they had posters all over the place advertising for the movie. And I know what the word liar is in Italian. It's bugiardo, bugiardo.
Oh wow.
That's what it said on the side.
Well,
Very
I'm glad
fun.
that. I mean, and like the only Spanish I know is like, of course, the bad words. You know. So when your friend's like, "Hey, man, you want to know how to say this in Spanish?" You know, so I can, curse up in Spanish, I guess, if I need
Cuss
to.
up and down a blue streak in Spanish.
Yeah, So if I get a flat tire in Tijuana, I know how to appropriately express myself.
You think you jump to the second language there? You don't think you do it in English?
I don't know. I mean, I will occasionally, like, in order to, like, not offend, like, I also kind of cuss in German a little bit, So it's just easier. That way I'm not just shouting vulgarities at work. Because oftentimes whenever I'm working on something, which is more often than I'd like to admit, and the system crashes and I lose my work, So.
My daughter is starting to cuss when she's frustrated, and it holds up a mirror. I gotta check myself a little bit.
My dad's ex-military, so I've been cussing like a sailor, since I was playing that Atari. So that we were talking about
there you
earlier.
go.
So
That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate you jumping on and hopping in the hot seat, because that's always fun. We had a great time, and I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, I had fun. So
It was cool to meet you.
Oh yeah. I'll have to tune in and be on the offensive. Maybe next time.
There you go. You're in it for the long haul. You win a lot of prizes that way.
I know,
That's
right?
Brian Williams and Peter Lewis. Those guys win all. Zach.
Yeah.
These guys win them all the time.
Travis.
Oh wow.
We got a lot of people that are, they're repeat offenders.
Well, thanks, everybody. Thank you, Lane. We appreciate you guys. And for everybody who's watching this tomorrow or the next day or whenever, sorry that you couldn't be here live, but thanks for tuning in and watching us while you're at work, and you should be working. We appreciate that, too. Just real quick, that's a good note. There's also another good note here, which is this. The new comic sign-up sheet is in. So if there's stuff coming out in April that you want to get in on the ground floor, signing up early is the best way to do that.
And DC doesn't reprint anymore, so you either get them or you're out.
That's pretty much accurate. Yeah, they haven't been real helpful in that regard. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. We are going to sign out.